I would like to call on Kane's higher self, please. We have some questions.
Hello.
Hello. Will there still be a mass reveal of ships? Is this still the plan?
Yes, this is a possibility.
And tell me what would need to happen for it to occur and make it a possibility?
There has to be a clear path for it to occur where it will have the desired effect on people. But there are some factors that could mean it won't have the desired effect.
Can you tell me what the desired effect would be to reveal the mass ships?
And the desired effect is to inspire the imagination and the consciousness of the people on Earth.
Thank you. And why would it not be necessary to have the mass reveal of ships if we're looking at that, say, timeline or plan?
The the state of consciousness of the collective on Earth is in a very delicate state, and it has to be at a precise frequency for the ships to be accepted in the way that we desire them to be accepted, but also to have the effect of surprise. So the desired effect is both to surprise people and to inspire them. And so the smash reveal is only useful if it fulfills both of those criteria.
Thank you so much. And how is the state of humanity going in terms of awakening up?
Yes, it's going better than expected.
Fantastic. So, from that point of view, is there really a need for the mass reveal of ships or not so much now?
There is still certainly a need for this to occur, and we want it to occur as well.
Thank you. Are we able to call in Ashtar, please? We have a question for him.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for coming back. What exactly are you doing behind the scenes to prepare for the event?
We are positioning our ships at the appropriate locations based on the frequencies that are changing dynamically across the planet. We are stabilizing the magnetic field around the planet. If we were not here, then it would have collapsed much more than it has. And this is a somewhat of a game of cat and mouse between the natural phenomena on the Earth and our technology. and deployment of our technology.
Thank you. What are the practicalities of boarding billions of people into ships?
This is a 3D question because it focuses on the limits of technology on the physical plane, and we have technology that makes this question a very easy one to solve. It's not so much a case of lining people up and walking them into the to physical space. This is not really how to describe it. We could have everyone up on the Mars ship instantly right now within no time, but we have the capacity to do this, we have the ability to do this. It would take organization, there's no doubt about that, but we have the ability to do it.
Fantastic, thank you. So people are wondering how will they get taken from their homes example? Is that again because they're thinking in a 3D mindset about being physically taken manually to ships?
Yes, this is the 3D mindset.
And also
The
another follow-up question is that will it be a great experience for them, or will it be scary for them? Will they even be aware that they've been taken on board the ships?
It depends on the state of consciousness of the individual. Star seeds and light workers will most likely be aware throughout the initial phases of the event, and this is because they are already prepared for the energies. Just as you all get tired quickly from experiencing upgrades, the people who have not been as profoundly upgraded will feel the same tiredness, but all at once. So it's like they're experiencing all of your upgrades at once in terms of the impact on the body. So this can make them unconscious, but there's no fear when this occurs. It'll be the earth will be bathed in a soup of blissful 5D loving energy. So there'll be nothing to fear.
Thank you so much. And in terms of people helping people, will people be helping others get into the ships? Kane, for example, was curious. Will he be needed to help people on the ships or in the ships?
Only if you are already working on the ship. Anyway, and you have specific ties to the teams that are helping get people on the ships.
Thank you. And so, for example, will Kane be doing that?
He has the opportunity to be flight marshal, if he decides to.
Fantastic. Thank you. Can you tell me what a flight marshal does?
Flight marshals are in charge of the delivery of humans from the Earth onto our ships.
So, sorry. So he helps. Can you repeat that, please? What does it do?
They are charged with delivering the humans from the Earth onto the ship.
Oh, right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I got that the second time. Sorry, the internet cut out. Thank you very much. And in terms of a person called Ken Lloyd, we were listening to some information that he was sharing about an Ashtar command. Ashtar, what can you say about this information that we heard?
Ken Lloyd is not to be trusted entirely. He is claiming falsely about his life on Mars. He is not aware of it. It's not true, and he's not aware of that. So he is lying. But it's also not true that he had such a life, and his intentions are not negative though.
Thank you. And what is his agenda then? Why does he need to lie?
He is perverting the truth because he feels triggered by the uh, the importance of some people in the government to the greater plan. He does not trust governments, so he hates Donald Trump and the members of government assisting him, and he is jealous of the people in the 3D world to have an important role because he feels he should have the important role.
Okay, thank you. And so one of the things he said was that Jesus does not. No, he said that the Ashtar command does not endorse Trump or any politician. While I can understand that, do they would they not also protect people who are supposed to be doing their life missions?
This is completely false that the Trump team is not being assisted by the Ashtar command. The question of Jesus, this is a 3D question, it's a 3D attitude to suggest Jesus is not helping, he is helping everyone and he supports everyone.
Yes, I wondered if it was the word endorsement. I mean, if I don't know if
Ashtar Command has control of both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and they are running a operation with full control, um, including the human aspect of the operation. Everything is under control, and so it makes no sense to say they don't endorse a specific candidate because they are working with they're working with everyone to make the awakening occur.
thank you so much. Will the election be settled quickly? It seems to be lowering people's vibrations quite dramatically.
Mm, well, what would you define quickly as?
Well, since I've got such great patience, well, obviously we know that we have a time limit given December, end of December is coming soon. So how long will this play out?
The legislative process is a long, complex one, but the fight for pushing Joe Biden into office will mostly be abandoned in around 2 weeks.
So will the outcome be that Joe Biden is the winner?
No.
Um, does it need to? How will the watermark and the ballots? Does Trump have to lose for that information to come out? And can you tell us about that?
Trump does not have to lose completely. There is a balance point again with awakening people, and he will not have to lose for the watermark and the ballot frauds to be revealed. The watermarks are they're already prepared. The technology's in place and the military operations are in place for all this to be exposed at the drop of a hat, but it is a process with different steps.
Thank you so much. So it's just everything is under control. There is always purpose for everything happening, and we can just trust that it will all be revealed in due time as everyone is awakening.
Yes, you can trust, but you can't put all of your faith in power, give all your power up to us. It's still important for you to stay in a high vibration state and hold the light on earth, because this is only possible because of the frequency on the earth being what it is now, and none of this would be occurring without your presence here.
Okay, thank you. Um, can you tell me, please, what deja vu is?
It's multiple explanations for this. One would be that you have your consciousness dropping in from a higher state. You could call it your higher self coming in to live a specific moment over again. It might seem like it occurs at mundane points in time, but they are a very rich experience for your higher self to experience um, when it chooses to.
Thank you.
The other explanation, which could be described as interference in the matrix you're in.
Okay, cool. Thanks. I understand. It's a weird little feeling too when you have it, but it's kind of good to be able to understand it from that perspective. So thank you very much. I'm also curious about Bollywood. Is the issue with the human sacrifice rituals, is that occurring within that industry in Bollywood as well?
It started in Bollywood and spread to Hollywood after.
Okay, thank you. I was curious whether this very handsome actor, I'll try and pronounce his name, Shashant Singh, was he going to expose what he knew before he died. What can you help us with knowing about that today?
He is alive and well, and he is a light worker, and he gained enough power in the industry to a point now, to a point where he was feeling he did not owe his allegiance to anyone. He did not feel he needed the money or he did not need any more success. And he felt happy with what he had achieved in his career and had reached a point spiritually where he was developing, and then he started to cut loose from the orders and norms of the circles he was in, and this was a threat just as many others in Hollywood have experienced similar things. So he was aware of this, and he made appropriate arrangements.
Wow, so you would say that his fate, his death.
Yeah,
Does his immediate family know this?
his mother is aware.
Amazing. Okay. Will he be a part of the broadcast, or will he be on 5D?
Well, he's already in 5D in a way. Mm, he will. Mm, Kane's not sure about the answer, but no, he won't be part of the broadcast.
Okay. Thank you. It's so intriguing. Thank you very much. We have heard the voice of a man going by Juan O'Sullivan. I can't even say it. Juan, and then the surname is Osavin. We were listening to him. Is that voice belonging to someone with not that name?
He has the name that he has. He is not JFK Jr.
Who is he then? Why does he have all this information?
He is a decoy. He is part of the misinformation because there has to be multiple fake aliases for JFK, and he was one of them. And so he sounds the same because his voice box and his anatomy has been changed. So he is suspected to be him.
Is the information that he shares incorrect?
No.
He's just another person helping us with the truth.
He is doing everyone a favor by having confused the cabal of JFK's location and identity.
Okay.
JFK Jr.
Okay. And has he ever known? Has he met JFK himself, Junior?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's so interesting. Thank you. Thank you very much. A question about these mobile scanners, the AO scanner mobile frequency generator, which is used on a mobile cell phone. They're claiming that it's kind of like Tesla technology to be able to heal people. Is that correct?
The technology is benevolent. It has healing abilities, but it's not at the level that Tesla had discovered. It's a downgrade version.
Okay, thank you. And would that be the same for the devices called Healy devices? What can you tell us about those?
The healing devices are the apart medbed.
Did you say that the Healy devices are part of the Medbit?
No, Kane doesn't understand what you're asking about.
Okay, so there is a device called the Healy, and it looks around the same size as kind of like a phone ish. And people are saying that they are quantum healing. What does the higher self of Cain want to say about the devices called the Healy?
No, these are not as they do not have the kind of power that is being suggested. Mm, this is another technology that is not. It's a human attempt. These technologies have to stay off planet for a reason because they would alter your reality completely, and so they can only be used at the right time.
Yes, thank you. I can definitely understand that. And in terms of the healing, the medbeds arriving and being on the planet, or being able to be used in public for the public, do you get a sense ish of how long people will need to wait for those?
Mm, the first uses of these med beds will be on the ships, and so some people are not going to wait very long.
Thank you. And so, in terms of the lifesavers, once they have their partial crystalline bodies, will they eat regular food or just plant based? Will they eat less?
They will not desire to eat food because, or as much food, or food for the sake of pleasure, because they will feel infinitely, infinite love inside much more strongly than human beings are. So they will not have the same incentive. Their whole life will not revolve around food as it does for most human beings. But the body will be sustained better on liquids and juices and plant-based food. Yeah,
Can you give me a sense of what type of liquids, please?
sugars, mostly sugars. Um, Not refined sugars, fruit juices and water, but not uh, not excessive amounts of water, but liquid based, and sometimes, much less frequently, they will need solid foods. will not be the 24-hour buffet that most people choose to do to their body.
Okay, thank you. And yes, and so will all of the instructions of the light, the crystalline bodies, will that be given to the people? Will they just remember? Or is there some sort of training or some sort of manual that comes with this?
They will know from trial and error, but this will become obvious very immediately as they experience life in these bodies. They will be uncomfortable with certain stimulus that they would have been comfortable with before.
Thank you. And so will the lifesavers do their work and spread the word? How will they do their work and spread the word? What does that look like?
Mm, some are already strategically placed to have a large audience that will listen to them, and some will do their work purely in isolation, and then there will be many in between both extremes.
Fantastic.
Spreading word is a three-dimensional idea. Instead, they will be transmitting energy to others
So
in
he
a very profound way.
great. So he will get his crystalline body soon then.
Yeah.
Does he know that?
He is wanting it to happen right now, and he believes it's close. So yes, he's aware of it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
He's becoming much more relaxed because there's not much time left.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay, thank you. So will the emotions be heightened for lifesavers?
So the emotions, and they will feel their emotions strong, but they will be a frequency which they cannot drop below. And so it will become impossible for them to feel depression or very low, very dense emotions like shame. But it will be, well, not impossible, but it will be, they'll have a buoyancy at which they maintain a specific frequency that they just won't really dip below. It's like a baseline frequency, but uh, we're showing Kane a body of water and uh, balloon on top, and showing that the balloon, if it breaks the surface of the water, naturally wants to push back up, and this is like how your frequency will work. You just won't go below this frequency, which will appear relatively extremely high um, compared to others. And your bodies are being prepared for this because Kane's thinking now, but he's feeling at random times extremely light inside and thinking, why am I feeling like that? What has triggered this? And your body being outfitted with um, the um, foundational structure to hold this new frequency.
Fantastic. And so will the lifesavers be able to heal people with their energy or their hands?
If they believe it, they'll
Hmm.
be able to.
If they believe they can, fantastic. And will they be able to just use their minds for healing?
Yes, they'll realize that their mind is the center of everything, and they'll use this power to create, create reality, which includes being able to heal and communicate with other dimensional entities.
So, will some of the lifesavers get a chance to meet the beings from Agatha, the Inner Earth people, um, as well? Is that a possibility for some light worker, some lifesavers to be able to go to the Inner Earth? Will they need to go to the Inner Earth for their life saving duties?
No, they will not need to go to the inner for life-saving duties, but those of you who are strongly linked to the inner Earth civilizations will want to reach down and experience that place because for many of you it's been home. Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you so much. For those people who are light workers and not life savers, what will their roles be post the broadcast?
Mhm. Mm. We're showing meteors hitting or flying past Earth. They will need to remain remain in a 5D state post podcast, but this will not be difficult for them who have prepared their minds for the task, and some who have veered off track and are deep in addiction and are not taking care of their body will find it very difficult.
So when is that meteorite um, looking like it will be hitting?
After you're gone.
All right. Okay. So will there be light workers left and working on the old Earth?
Yes, but not for long after the majority of people have left during the Ascension event.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, I understand that. How fascinating. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Um, and then let's have a look. So once the disclosure happens, will the ones who are choosing to stay in 3D, are those the people that are going to go back into their normal 9 to 5 routine?
Mm, we don't really understand your question.
Hmm. So people who are who are needing to stay in in the 3D, what will their daily lives look like? Will it be their normal routines, going to work and doing the things that they're doing currently now, or what will happen after the disclosure happens? How will those 3D people behave?
Many of them will be traumatized and will be in need of healing and time alone, and so no one will want to go to work. And the majority of your jobs are not essential, and so everyone wants to stay home, and no one will pressure anyone to do the work. But of the essential roles, people will view it now as a humanitarian effort to make sure that the basic survival provisions are ensured.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And um, the disclosure will not disclose information about December 21st. So, will people just be living their normal lives and then presto, on that day, they just suddenly will go and be lifted, transitioned into 5D, and their veil is lifted? These are questions from people who have asked me a lot of questions, so I've just kind of compiled them together. So, um, will the disclosure is not telling anyone about the new Earth. Is that correct?
Well, for those of you who are aware of this information, you'll be able to pick up the details of the disclosure and you'll see that it's hinting towards a new world. This is what will be described in Keynes worrying about New World sounding like New World Order, but it's not the case. But like was said before, in the end of the podcast, the hopeful message will be transcribed to you all, and it will use words like a new earth, a new society, a society of truth and light, etc., etc. And you will be able to sense that this means it means a new planet, but it will not be spelled out to it will not be spelled out to people, but it will be obvious to anyone who has an education in the events about to unfold.
Also, isn't it true, really, that nothing will go back to normal after the broadcast?
Mm. Yes, as we said before,
Yeah.
people will be shocked out of their present they've put their own consciousness into, and so people's behaviors and patterns will be completely disrupted. People will be reborn in many ways when this podcast occurs because their old self will die because it'll belong to a reality that's so different to the truth. Um, so people won't have routines and behaviors as you know because they are a new person in a way. So this also makes them susceptible to the higher frequency energies coming in during this time. This is why this is the plan. It's because when you combine the high frequency energies coming to Earth with a blank slate, then you can really make big changes and develop people quickly and wake them up quickly.
Yeah, thank you. Because you've already said that during the broadcast we're going to be updated. Update. I know you don't like the word upgraded, but effectively that. So that makes so much sense that yeah, people will be reborn because their identities to everything that's about to collapse around them is changing as well. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Yes, their programming will be um, jammed, and then that will be the opportunity to rewrite the script with love, compassion, and care. And if it's done this way, it's important to make sure that you take care of the people around you and to send it love and healing to others because this will be a very vulnerable time for them. If there is any hatred or fear transmitted to them or felt within them, then this can ruin the reprogramming process.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.